Hello, everyone, and welcome to the inaugural episode of the podcast, where we talk about various topical issues concerning our society. My name is Yousef Moubayedd, and I'll be your master of ceremonies today. Today, I'd like to welcome our speakers, Victoria Cruz.
Hi.
Alejandro Alborja.
Hello.
Miranda Perez.
Hello.
And our guest speaker, Mr. Pate.
Hey guys, good morning.
Yeah, it was really hard to get a hold of him. We almost had to kill a guy. His agents were very hard to get in contact with. So, first question. I'm going to lay this out for you, Mr. Pate.
All right.
This is it's a topical issue we hear you bringing up frequently in your class with your students. And we just wanted to know if you could put, in layman's terms, a brief explanation of what cancel culture is for our out-of-touch boomer demographic.
Oh, out-of-touch boomer, that's funny. Cancel culture, guys, listen, at the end of the day, it's defined differently by different people. I think now we live in a generation when they feel like they don't agree with somebody's opinion. If they don't like something that exists that's inanimate, they deem it, racist, deem it, a problem to themselves. They again, it's all about demonizing something. I think right now we live in a world where, there has to be fault in something, which I don't quite understand. But it seems like certain individuals, generationally speaking, have to find fault in something to have a voice. Cancel culture, guys, is starting to grow because of online presence. Let's be real. When someone doesn't agree with something, instead of just valuing somebody's opinion, they want serious change, and sometimes the change is based on erroneous circumstances. So, we've talked about it in class numerous times simply because, everybody has a voice. There's no doubt about that. It just comes down to what voice is shown properly and obviously not violent. But today we have a group of people that feel like, my voice isn't loud enough. Let's destroy something. And that, to me, is just not where this world needs to go, to be honest with you.
Okay, very fair argument there. Now, a follow-up to that, I want to leave this out on the floor for anyone. Do any of you think cancel culture is effective, and do pros and cons weigh into that argument?
There's no pros. Well, there is no pros. I think it's very effective. I think it's very effective, actually, in its purpose of, ending someone's influence. It really has grown throughout the years. People feel like they have begun to self-censor, and a kind of wall of fear has formed.
Sure, yeah, it's a sort of deterrence, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It works as a way of permanently censoring people, stopping from giving out their opinion.
Yeah, but don't you guys think at some point, though, that a lot of this can be fabricated to the point where you can basically shut down something just by sheer opinion and not by actual factual evidence?
That's what happens, yeah. That's why it's not effective. There's nothing that helps about it.
Okay, but how do you take a generation that thinks by yelling and screaming and breaking statues and taking things off, or putting petitions together to take faces off Mount Rushmore because they were in a moment where slavery was induced into into our world? Mm-hmm. Guys, that's history. Remember the truth behind this. If you erase history, you're bound to repeat it. That's just common sense. But you have a culture now where kids are raised on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, and they think that that's valuable. You know what I mean? They don't look at hard work and ethics as being valuable, so they want to raise hell, and they're not raised by parents that hold that iron fist so that kid becomes productive in the world. We have a lot of issues here, not just cancel culture, man. It's about also the way these people are raised.
Yeah, well, I feel like even besides how they're raised, our main institutions have being as well influenced by cancel culture, and they don't wanna. They're afraid of getting canceled themselves, so they have altered their teaching, their courses, and eventually people are gonna feel more freely speaking their mind in Beijing than they do in San Francisco.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to one thing, guys: popularity and money. It's always about money.
Sure. I'm sure you think some degree of feeling like those that are canceling others will reach a certain degree of being on a moral high ground, if you think that plays into it as well.
Well, don't you think they want to be put on a pedestal? That's the whole point of cancel culture, is that they want their 5 minutes of fame.
Because they think they're heroes.
Well, but you got to remember, they're martyrs. I mean, at the end of the day, they want to be a martyr for someone or something because they want to be written in the virtual textbooks, whatever that means. You know what I mean? And, guys, it's not going away. If you accept it one time and you allow one person to do it and a second person to do it, it's going to escalate because there's so many people that really stand for nothing today. They're going to make something up just to say, look what I did.
All right, then. That's all we have for today, folks. Thank you for tuning into the podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes where we'll continue to discuss topical issues concerning our society. Thank you very much.